Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India News Hour, India's voice to the world. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. Coming up in the next hour. International Day of Yoga being celebrated across the world. Yoga for Self and Society is the theme of its 10th edition this year. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi says that yoga promotes good health and wellness, leads Yoga Day celebrations at Srinagar in Jammu and Kashmir. India embraces the spirit of yoga. Ministers, armed forces personnel and students take part in Yoga Day celebrations across the country. And yoga enthusiasts gather at iconic places around the world to celebrate the 10th International Day of Yoga. The world is celebrating International Day of Yoga on Friday. India's Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, led the 10th edition of the Yoga Day celebrations in Srinagar, the capital of the Indian Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. He performed yoga at the Sher-e-Kashmir International Conference Centre. More than 4,000 people from all walks of life performed yoga along with the Prime Minister on the banks of the Dal Lake. The event promoted health and wellness through yoga. The Prime Minister said on the occasion that the world is looking at yoga as an agent of global good. He said yoga is not just an art, but is also a science.
योग केवल एक विद्या नहीं है, बल्कि एक विज्ञान भी है। आज सूचना क्रांति के इस दौर में हर ओर सूचना संसाधनों की बाढ़ है। ऐसे में मानव मस्तिष्क के लिए एक विषय पर फोकस कर पाना एक बड़ी चुनौती साबित हो रहा है। इसका भी निदान हमें योग से मिलता है। हम जानते हैं एकाग्रता मानव मन की सबसे बड़ी ताकत है। योग ध्यान के जरिए हमारा ये सामर्थ्य भी निखरता है। इसलिए आज आर्मी से लेकर स्पोर्ट्स तक में योग को शामिल किया जा रहा है। स्पेस प्रोग्रेस में भी जो एस्ट्रोनॉट्स को ट्रेनिंग दी जाती है, उन्हें भी योग और ध्यान की ट्रेनिंग दी जाती है। इससे प्रोडक्टिविटी भी बढ़ती है, सहन शक्ति भी बढ़ती है। आजकल तो कई जेलों में कैदियों को भी योग कराया जा रहा है ताकि वो सकारात्मक विचारों पर अपने मन को केंद्रित कर सके।
The Prime Minister said that 101-year-old Charlotte Chopin, who was awarded the Padma Shri, India's fourth highest civilian honor. Charlotte Chopin had never come to India, but she dedicated her entire life to making yoga popular.
बीते 10 वर्षों में योग का ये जो विस्तार हुआ है, उससे योग से जुड़ी धारणाएं बदली हैं। योग अब सीमित दायरे से बाहर निकल रहा है। आज दुनिया एक नई योग इकोनॉमी को आगे बढ़ने में देख रही है। आप देखिए, भारत में ऋषिकेश, काशी से लेकर केरला तक योग टूरिज्म का नया ट्रेंड देखने को मिल रहा है। दुनिया भर से टूरिस्ट इसलिए भारत आ रहे हैं क्योंकि उन्हें भारत में ऑथेंटिक योग सीख रहा है। आज योग रिट्रीट बन रहे हैं, योगा रिसोर्ट बन रहे हैं। एयरपोर्ट में, होटल्स में योग के लिए डेडिकेटेड फैसिलिटीज बनाई जा रही है। मार्केट में योग के लिए डिजाइन परिधान, अपैरल्स, इक्विपमेंट आ रहे हैं। लोग अब अपनी फिटनेस के लिए पर्सनल योग ट्रेनर्स भी रख रहे हैं। कंपनियां भी एम्प्लॉय वेलनेस इनिशिएटिव के तौर पर योग और माइंडफुलनेस प्रोग्राम शुरू कर रही है। इन सब ने युवाओं के लिए नए अवसर बनाए हैं।
And Prime Minister Modi greeted the participants at the Sher-e-Kashmir International Conference Center in Srinagar. He also clicked a selfie with the yoga enthusiasts. In 2014, Prime Minister Modi proposed the International Day of Yoga at the United Nations. This proposal of India was supported by 177 countries, which was a record in itself. Since then, Yoga Day has been creating new records. This year's theme of Yoga for Self and Society emphasizes yoga's vital role in fostering individual well-being and social harmony. Over the years, Prime Minister Modi has led the Yoga Day celebrations at various iconic locations including New Delhi, Chandigarh, Dehradun, Ranchi and Jabalpur. Last year, he headlined an event at the UN headquarters in New York City. Originating from the roots of the ancient Upanishad, yoga's enduring practice has surpassed cultural confines. The establishment of the International Day of Yoga underscores its widespread acceptance and positive impact. Sujata Lochap delves deeper into the evolution and significance of yoga and sheds light on its transformative journey through centuries.
History of yoga is as old as human civilization, certainly much older than archaeological records. In Harappa, the sculpture of meditating yogi and seal of yogi found in Mohenjo-daro is probably the most ancient record, which dates back to 3000 BC. The root of yoga is in Upanishads, where we find detailed descriptions of Ashtanga Yoga, also known as the 8 limbs of yoga, describing 72,000 human nerves and yoga feet. The Upanishadic truth of prana or vital forces was taught in Bhagavad Gita in detail. Lord Krishna says, Pranapano samokritva nasabhyantar charino, shutting out all external contacts and fixing the gaze between the eyebrows. By controlling the movements of breath, one can achieve prana and becomes immortal. Such yogi never ages and lives for thousands of years. The purpose of yoga is not only to obtain immortality, but also to make body, mind and heart healthy and disease-free. The father of modern yoga, Patanjali, the Indian sage who is believed to have authored a number of Sanskrit works on yoga around 200 BCE, most prominent of which is Yoga Sutras. He assimilated yoga into the system for the common masses. The purpose of yoga is absolute happiness. Yoga is boon for humanity because it helps one avoid all kinds of misery. Gautam Buddha's first teacher was a yoga guru, Arad Kalma, who was an accomplished Hatha yogi. Buddha learnt Ashtanga yoga from him and later through Upanishadic Dhyana yoga he accomplished nirvana. All Jain Tirthankaras were accomplished yogins. In modern times, Swami Vivekananda popularized yoga and dhyana in West during 20th century. Vivekananda's Raj Yoga is one of the modern classic on yoga written for Western world. Later Indian sannyasis and yogins like Paramahansa Yogananda, Swami Sivananda Saraswati, BKS Iyengar, Mahesh Yogi, Swami Kaivalyananda followed him and taught it to the Western world. Yoga Guru BKS Iyengar was the first who achieved fame as Yoga Guru in West and taught yoga to several celebrities, politicians, famous philosophers like Aldous Huxley, violinist Yehudi Menuhin, and even Queen Elizabeth of Belgium. Later, Mahesh Yogi rocked America with his yoga mission. In the 60s and 70s, Maharishi Mahesh Yogi achieved fame as the guru to the Beatles, the Beach Boys, and other celebrities.
To attain this, they have to have a deep and clear experience of being.
In present times, there are many gurus who are making yoga popular in India and West both. They made it part of lifestyle and made easy yoga available to households. But yoga became world famous and reached every corner of the world because of the efforts of India's Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi. It is his effort that United Nations General Assembly unanimously passed and adopted International Yoga Day in 2014. The first International Yoga Day was celebrated successfully on June 21, 2015 across the world, including New York, Paris, Beijing, Bangkok, Kuala Lumpur, Seoul, and New Delhi. Sujata Lochab for DD India.
India's President Draupadi Murmu performed yoga at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Joined by other participants in a series of yoga postures and breathing exercises, President Murmu underscored the national importance of yoga as a part of India's cultural heritage and its relevance in contemporary life. The participation of the President served as an inspiration to citizens across the country to incorporate yoga into their daily routines for a healthier and more balanced life. Time for a short break. Keep watching DD India News Hour.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. India's External Affairs Minister Subramaniam Jaishankar, along with diplomats from various countries, participated in the yoga celebrations. India's Information and Broadcasting Minister Ashwini Vaishnav participated in a yoga session in New Delhi. India's Defence Minister Rajnath Singh participated in a Yoga Day event along with Army personnel at the Strike Corps 1 in Mathura, Uttar Pradesh. India's Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal performed yoga in Mumbai. India's Health Minister J.P. Nadda participated in a yoga session. India's Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiren Rijiju attended an event in New Delhi as well. Two other ministers, Prahlad Joshi and B.L. Verma, performed yoga at the Tyagaraj Sports Complex in New Delhi. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath participated in a celebration in Lucknow. Gujarat Chief Minister Bhupendra Patel performed yoga in Ahmedabad. Rajasthan Chief Minister Bhajanlal Sharma performed yoga in Jaipur. A lawmaker from New Delhi, Manoj Tiwari, performed yoga with the students of Delhi University. India's Home Minister Amit Shah performed yoga at Ahmedabad in Gujarat. And DD India's Deepika Mehto spoke to a Delhi University professor. Take a listen.
A teacher with us of Delhi University who's come here to practice yoga and see how the world is celebrating the International Yoga Today. Ma'am, how important yoga is for everyday life?
It is, it balances and produces a harmony between mind and body. We have also conducted as a prelude in the college, an entire yoga week before this yoga day. So our students have also come, other faculty members have also come, and they're very excited. Thanks to Delhi University for organizing this.
And Deepika joins us from New Delhi for more. Deepika, good morning to you. Tell us more about the celebrations at Delhi University.
Good morning, Ramesh. Yes, we were there at Delhi University Sports Complex where the celebration took place of the 10th International Yoga Day. The Vice Chancellor was also present at this event, and not only this, the Member of Parliament Manoj Tiwari, who is also a celebrated Bhojpuri singer, was also there to boost the morale of the students, because yoga is something which, as the theme also says, self and teaching self in society. So from self you take it to the society, and for that, bridging the gap, you need education to make it happen. And this is the place where education begins. When we talk about Delhi University, we spoke with many of the students over there who were really excited to be a part of it, and they also said that they've been seeing the celebrations since the past so many years, and this 10th celebration of International Yoga Day makes it even more important. And interestingly, they also appealed to all the youth of the country to lessen the practice of going to the gym and adopt yoga, because yoga is far healthier, and because you take so many antibiotics, you take so many other supplements when you join gym, but when you do yoga, it's just healthy air which is around you, which makes you feel good about yourself, which improves your coordination, which improves your coordination and your concentration, as well as your daily productivity, which is very important when we talk about the youth segment of the country. So there the youth were really excited. We also had a word with a few of the female participants who came out in large numbers to participate in the 10th International Yoga Day, and all of the female members said that yoga is specifically very important for a lady, because a lady has to go through different phases in her life biologically. So when we take that example, it is very important to take up yoga in everyday life. There were also, interestingly, few social media influencers who were present at the occasion who did yoga with the MP, and they also further appealed to fellow influencers to take this word ahead and spread spread the awareness about yoga, its importance, and why it is important to make it a very natural habit for every day and make it an important addiction also for all the youth members, Ramesh.
Deepika, you spoke about the students. I want us to dwell a bit more on that. Now, that yoga is becoming popular among young people could be seen by the turnout of students, is it not?
It is the factor, because as I was telling that we spoke with so many people. There were influencers, there were female students, there were professors also, there were security officials, and yoga means no bar when we talk about profession. Yoga means no bar when we talk about age or any specific gender. But if we talk about this particular segment of the society, which is the youth, it comes from the students only, and we saw around 400 to 500 students who participated in today's yoga festival at the sports complex of Delhi University, particularly around the globe, around not only the country but across the world, across the length and breadth. Many youth, there have been a very increased number of youth which we have witnessed in terms of participation. But when we talk about particularly Delhi, which we covered in the morning, where we went in the morning, there were many youth students, young students who were present there, who were practicing yoga, who were enjoying yoga, and they further came up to the media to talk about it, and they also express their willingness to spread this word across, that how important yoga is and why it is so important to make it a regular habit for one and all.
So as my colleague Deepika is saying, the young people watching this broadcast would do well to pick yoga over gymming. On that note, Deepika, thank you. We'll leave it at that. Appreciate it. In a remarkable initiative aimed at enhancing holistic wellness and inner well-being in Darjeeling, Indian security personnel and their counterparts from Nepal celebrated Yoga Day. Border Security Force personnel performed yoga in the eastern coastal city of Kolkata in West Bengal. Indo-Tibetan Border Police personnel performed yoga at an altitude of more than 15,000 feet in Ladakh. And Border Security Force personnel also performed yoga at the Atari border. Indian Navy personnel performed yoga on board the INS Vikramaditya and INS Shivalik. Indian Navy personnel also performed yoga asanas such as Surya Namaskar on board the warship INS Tarkash. Indian Army personnel performed yoga at Siachen and Pangong Tso to mark the International Day of Yoga. The Indian Army in Jammu and Kashmir's Akhnur celebrated International Day of Yoga in a very unique way. Soldiers, along with their trained dogs, performed yoga asanas, highlighting the bond between them and their canine partners. The event showcased the importance of physical fitness and mental well-being, which are crucial for the demanding duties of military life. Now, this year's Yoga Day theme of Yoga for Self and Society underscores the holistic benefits of yoga not just for an individual but society as a whole. Tripti Tripathi highlights India's initiatives to make yoga popular globally.
Over the last decade, Modi government has championed yoga on both national and international stages. The recognition of June 21st as International Yoga Day by the United Nations in 2014 was a significant achievement for India. Yoga has become a symbol of India's ancient wisdom and spiritual heritage, fostering goodwill across borders. In 2023, Guinness World Record was created for most nationalities in a yoga session at the Yoga Day event led by PM Narendra Modi in New York. Another record was created in Surat with 1.53 lakh participants celebrating International Yoga Day. Domestically, the creation of the Ministry of Ayush in 2014 marked a significant step in mainstreaming yoga. This ministry has launched initiatives like Namaste Yoga app, making yoga resources accessible to all. The new education policy 2020 also integrates yoga into the school curriculum. Recognized as a sports discipline, yoga is now taught in many universities.
Government of India is also propagating yoga through generation of evidences, yoga effect of yoga on health. For example, in AIIMS Delhi there is a Center for Integrative Medicine Research which is supported by Ministry of Ayush. So that center is doing a lot of research on yoga. Nimmans is doing a lot of research on yoga. There are global institutions, NIH, USA is doing a lot of research on yoga. So basically large scale evidence generation is also another aspect where we bring yoga into the lives of the people, and that is happening.
Programs like Har Angan Yoga promote yoga at the grassroots level and in workplaces. Initiatives such as Yoga Bharat Mala, Yoga Sagar Mala and Yoga My Pride photography contest further elevates yoga's presence. Ministry of Ayush in collaboration with MyGov has also launched Yoga 2024 quiz based on past International Day of Yoga celebrations. Each participant of the quiz will be rewarded with an e-certificate. Another initiative includes Prime Minister's Award for Yoga that honors significant contributions to the promotion and development of yoga. For International Day of Yoga 2024, the Ministry of Ayush, along with the Morarji Desai National Institute of Yoga, is leading the 100 Days, 100 Cities and the 100 Organizations campaign. This initiative involves mass yoga demonstrations and sessions.
From fostering physical well-being to enhancing India's cultural diplomacy, yoga continues to unite and empower millions across the globe. Prasar Bharati for DD India.
As part of International Yoga Day, the National Cadet Corps Andhra Pradesh Naval Unit organized live yoga program to bring awareness among the public on the importance of practicing yoga in an event held in Vijayawada. Cadets from the Naval Unit showcased a variety of yoga asanas and breathing exercises, illustrating the physical and mental benefits of yoga. Renowned sand artist and Padma Shri awardee Sudarshan Patnaik created a piece of sand art on the day of International Yoga. School children also perform yoga alongside Pangong Tso Lake in Ladakh to mark the 10th International Day of Yoga. All right, time for another short break. Keep watching DD India News Hour.
Welcome to Jaipur.
You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Ramesh Ramachandran. All right, joining me from Hong Kong is my colleague Laura Westbrook. She's at the Wan Chai Convention Center, where the Indian Consulate in Hong Kong is hosting the 10th International Day of Yoga celebrations. Laura, first of all, give us a sense of what is happening around you as we speak. We are given to understand that this event is yet to begin, or has it already begun?
Yes, that's right. I'm at one of many mass yoga sessions that are taking place around the world. This one is organized by the Indian Consulate here, and around 500 people are expected to take part in these free yoga sessions. We've just had the morning session, and the afternoon session is just about to start. People have been filing in and laying down their mats. There's around 250 people who are getting set up right now. And this is all part of the International Yoga Day that's been officially recognized by the UN in its 10th year. And here in Hong Kong, yoga is extremely popular. It's one of the fastest growing wellness practices over the last decade. And I've been speaking to the Indian Consul General Satwant Kanalia, and she's been telling me that there have been people coming here from the Brazilian consulate, as well as the Myanmar consulate, as well as the Indian community. Hong Kong has a vibrant Indian community. There are around 40,000 Indian nationals here, and many have come here to celebrate yoga, the International Yoga Day. But she also told me that yoga has become a global movement, and we've also seen people come here from the local Hong Kong Chinese community to come and experience yoga. And as you can see, the second session of the day is just about to start.
Laura, we saw your report on a Hong Kong charity that promotes yoga for people who might be interested in gaining from its benefits, health benefits in particular, especially making it accessible to breast cancer survivors and the elderly. Give a sense of how popular yoga is in Hong Kong. Are more Hong Kongers taking to yoga over the years?
Yes, there are many yoga studios that have sprung up in Hong Kong over the years, and Hong Kong is looked at as being quite a wealthy community. There are many of the yoga studios here. Some of the memberships can run to hundreds of dollars a month. So making yoga accessible to all people is something that this event today is trying to do. The theme of it is self and society, and that's trying to connect people and give them access to yoga who might not be able to afford it. I've been speaking to people here today who've been telling me that that yoga for them is about improving their quality of life. Hong Kong is a really fast-paced city, and with the rise of social media and everyone is on their phones a lot, people have said that they want to experience yoga to try and calm themselves down and try and calm the mind amid living in a busy city like Hong Kong.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Laura, thank you. Laura Westbrook in Hong Kong. Now, thousands gathered at the iconic Times Square in New York City to perform yoga. Organizers say that the numbers of U.S. nationals practicing yoga continue to soar as more people realize both the physical and spiritual benefits. Mitch McCann has more.
It's hardly the most peaceful place to practice, but surrounded by the bright lights and shining signs of Times Square, thousands of New Yorkers are rehearsing their downward dogs, upward-facing dogs, and warrior poses, and they say it is possible to find calm among the chaos.
Honestly, you kind of just like zone out. Like there's people walking around and like you feel like you're in a little bit of a fish tank, like with them taking pictures, but I don't know, I didn't find it hard to relax.
Relaxation is just one of the many benefits of practicing yoga, according to Douglas Stewart. It was his idea to bring yoga to Times Square more than 2 decades ago for what he describes as a challenge for the mind.
This is a great experiment to see if it's possible in all of this chaos to find or to cultivate peace. It's a puzzle.
It's a puzzle made all that more difficult by the soaring heat, which is now regularly exceeding 30 degrees Celsius each day in New York.
Yoga has become increasingly popular among millions of people. For some, it's an escape from everyday life, although doing yoga here in Times Square is a little more distracting than usual.
It's widely regarded that yoga first arrived in the United States way back in the late 1800s, but those we spoke to say it's still growing now, with more Americans open to giving it a go.
Yogis say as you're as old as your spine is flexible, so, you know, here's to old age in yoga.
I think it's good for my body, especially as I get older. It's not, impact or anything, it's not high impact, and also good for my mind and meditation.
This event will see thousands practice yoga at what's often referred to as the crossroads of the world. And judging by the turnout today, Times Square will see yogis for many years to come. Mitch McCann in New York for DD India.
The fervour of International Day of Yoga was vividly seen in Bangladesh's capital Dhaka, as well as people from all walks of life gathered to participate in the celebrations. The event attracted yoga enthusiasts, fitness buffs, all eager to engage in the yoga practice that promotes holistic well-being.
This Yoga Day is an excellent opportunity for us to get together, and we find new friends and people. This yoga practice nowadays in Bangladesh, it is increasing day by day. So this is an excellent opportunity for all of us to get our better health, better mind, and laughing and a smiling life.
Yoga is our lifestyle. We are here to promote the yoga to the Bangladesh all over. Yoga is a lifestyle which helps me to take my brain and mind all together.
Is the importance of yoga. Everyone should make it a routine to do yoga. It has spiritual, physical, and mental benefits, and the whole world should accept it, and the whole world should embrace yoga, because yoga is something that connects the whole world. I am happy, I have done yoga, I am doing yoga, and I appreciate and I love yoga.
All right, joining me from Sri Lanka is my colleague Ahmed Moeen Faruqi. Ahmed, tell us more about the celebrations where you are.
National Day of Yoga, the 10th year that we are seeing. So in the entire Sri Lanka, the High Commission of India and various diplomatic officers are marking the occasion with a 10-day-long Yoga Mahotsav, and tomorrow will be the last day of the Mahotsav. But as part of the International Day of Yoga, today we had a grand celebration wherein more than 300 people from various walks of life, from government sector, from armed forces, from schools, they all participated. They came together and practiced yoga at the iconic Wall Fort, which is the UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's been something which happens here almost every year. However, the highlight today was that one of the persons who led the yoga participation and the practice was an Armenian who has adopted yoga, so much so that she is herself a master trainer, and she teaches people how to adopt yoga in ways of life. That has been one part of it. The second is, as of now, I have received a report that the Assistant High Commission of India in Kandy, they are organizing, and they are currently the program is underway at the Omandava Global Village, which is near Kurunegala, and somewhere between Kurunegala and Dambula. It's another iconic location, and as soon as we get the visuals, the same will be provided back to the team, and those can be shown on the screen as well.
And before we let you go, Ahmed, the last time we spoke, you performed the Vrikshasana for our viewers. Have you picked up any other asana yet?
Well, there have been other asanas as well. the Vajrasana. A good number of asanas we normally can adopt in our regular day-to-day practice. But apart from that, this common yoga protocol, which has been now made more simplified and which can be adopted by various people even within their homes, it's something that has become more popular and that we can easily adopt. And that's something which I find it very useful and very helpful for everyone.
All right. On that note, we leave it at that. Ahmed, thank you. Ahmed Moeen Farooqi reporting there on the Yoga Day celebrations in Sri Lanka. Right, moving on, at the United Nations headquarters in New York, the Indian mission organized a yoga session on the North Lawns. Jody Jacobs has more.
In 2014, the United Nations declared the 21st of June as the International Day of Yoga, recognizing that yoga provides a holistic approach to one's health and well-being. International Day of Yoga was proposed by India and endorsed by 175 member states. The proposal was first introduced by Prime Minister Narendra Modi during an address to the General Assembly. The 21st of June is particularly significant as it's the longest day of the year and the summer solstice in the Northern Hemisphere. Last year, on these northern lawns here at the United Nations headquarters in New York, Prime Minister Modi joined hundreds of UN staff and diplomats in a yoga session. Since its inception, International Yoga Day has grown significantly. Globally, governments, yoga institutes and individuals plan large-scale yoga classes and cultural gatherings, and the day has developed into a worldwide platform for spreading awareness of yoga and of all its advantages for leading a balanced and healthy life. This year marks the 10th International Day of Yoga, and once again these lawns will be decked with yoga mats as UN officials and diplomats will again participate in a yoga session. The event is organized by the Permanent Mission of India to the United Nations, with the theme this year being Yoga for Self and Society. Jody Jacobs at the United Nations headquarters in New York, reporting for DD India.
Now, Indians and foreign nationals alike gathered in the capital of the Democratic Republic of the Congo to mark International Day of Yoga. Chris Okamringa reports.
Thank you all.
A yoga session is underway in Kinshasa. The capital of the Democratic Republic of Congo has a large Indian community. Some of them showed up to take part in this event ahead of the International Day of Yoga.
When you're doing yoga, it's not just the postures which are important, but you also need to focus on your breathing. You also need to concentrate your mind on every movement of your body.
This year, the world marks the International Day of Yoga under the theme Yoga for Self and Society. The event in Kinshasa attracted foreign nationals as well.
I love yoga very much because it's not only beneficial to the body, but the spirit as well.
The participants are taught to meditate and detach themselves from the world in order to create perfect harmony between their mind and body. One who experiences that harmony is said to have attained a state of freedom known as nirvana. Yoga is a spiritual discipline that originated in India. It's now practiced in countries thousands of miles away like the Democratic Republic of Congo, thanks to the Indians who are popularizing it. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi urged the United Nations to designate June 21st as the International Day of Yoga in September 2014. The proposal received wide support from UN member states and was adopted without a vote. Chris Ochamringa in Kinshasa, reporting for DD India.
Yoga teachers in Japan are hoping they can help the practice break into the mainstream. They say yoga could help the busy working people of Tokyo recover from the stresses of city life, but less than 20% of the population regularly practices it. DD India's Chris Gilbert has the story from Tokyo.
It's early on a Tuesday in the heart of the world's biggest metropolis, and Tarun is teaching his students nourishment. He uses yoga to help busy working people win the morning. If they practice regularly, he says yoga can help them win their week, their month, and eventually their whole lives.
If you practice yoga, you will get everything what you need from this life, and you will be the best of your life. I'm not saying to compare to your neighbors or compare to anyone. You will be your best.
Tarun says yoga loves him and has practiced since before he can remember. He wants to share that love in Japan, often appearing on TV, to make it popular. But he says it's not yet broken through into the mainstream.
Yoga needs to get popular in Japan. The peak is not there yet. Not even 20% people are practicing yoga. So we at least need to go 30% of the Japanese population practicing regularly yoga.
There are historical reasons why yoga has struggled to take hold in Japan. Many people here still remember the 1995 sarin gas attacks by the Aum Shinrikyo group, which practiced yoga, and teachers say that led the public to be cautious about the pursuit for many years afterwards, until everything changed in the 2010s when yoga wear became fashionable. That's when apparel brand Lululemon became popular and activewear hit the streets. Tom Wada teaches yoga in Omotesando, Tokyo's fashion hub. He says fashion has helped rehabilitate yoga's image, but it's come with a catch.
The way it's advertised here, if you see an advertisement for yoga studios, it's usually with beautiful female yoga teachers or models, and that's how people see yoga now. I have had people say that, oh, but yoga is for women, right? And so males don't practice.
He says the meditative aspect of yoga could help all Japanese people recover from long work days and stressful city life.
And meditation is giving back to yourself that time, that you are usually giving away to others, like you're giving importance to, let's say, Instagram, or to the company, or to whatever rules that Japan might oppose on you.
Tarun also says he wants his studio to liberate Japanese people from social expectations.
In Japan, most of the time, to kids, they teach dame first, what not to do. I try to teach them what to do.
Hoping to spread his love for yoga and stretch the practice to a wider population. Chris Gilbert in Tokyo, reporting for DD India.
Students in Uganda are being introduced to the ancient Indian practice of yoga as well. The mindfulness program is intended to help children with their mental health while learning. Leon Senyange reports.
A Friday morning at the Sri Sahajanad School starts with this: the stretches, breath awareness, and then the lotus pose. The students say they are learning to let go of stress and anxiety.
I enjoyed the one when we were jogging, and with our eyes closed, it made me feel relaxed.
When we do this, it opens our lungs. Then when we say ha, ha, it makes us to focus more.
Shunya Mehta teaches the ancient Indian practice of yoga here. He says it is a perfect way for the students to experience mindfulness.
The energy of child is always bubbling. They're full of energy, and unless you don't channelize it, then they will end up doing whatever mischievous things they do in the class, or they'll start laughing, or they'll be distracted.
The session usually lasts 45 minutes, and the outcomes have been rewarding. School administrators here say the students are taking up their yoga sessions, and they are seeing an improvement in academics as well as a change in behavior. The school has now incorporated the sessions into its education curriculum.
When the children are taught to sit down, close your eyes, think about something, a child is getting mindful and organizing our brains. So that is something that our children are missing in our schools.
And the teachers are getting involved too. The exercise offers them a perfect starter ahead of the day's schoolwork.
My body is not yet used to it, but I love the experience and I want to do this more. I wish we could have like 2 more sessions in a week, it would be interesting.
With the session already working here, Sunya is eager to spread the practice by introducing it to more schools. Leon Sanyange in Kampala, reporting for DD India.
And before we close, let me get you some more visuals of Indian Army personnel performing yoga on the icy slopes on the country's northern frontier to mark the 10th edition of International Day of Yoga. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of DD India News Up. You can get all the latest news and updates on the DD India mobile app. It's available on Android and iOS platforms. You can scan the QR code on your screen now to download it. And let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can connect with us on Facebook, X and Instagram. You can also check out our website ddindia.co.in. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. And Ramesh Ramachandran from all of us here in New Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India News Hour.
Voice of